Shirley Winter Show, live, local, topical, and relevant. It's amazing to see everybody, let me tell you this. It's amazing to see everybody posting on Facebook they're watching the launch. How many of you gathered up your children to watch the launch today? If you have kids, obviously. But how many of you did that? Grabbed your kid and sat them down and watched television and watched this historic launch. We're going the furthest into space, mankind, not just a machine, just a rocket, but mankind, eyes, people are going the furthest into space human beings have ever been. And then coming around the dark side of the moon to see the first time in human history the dark side of the moon and coming back over a 10-day period. If you didn't take your child or that young person in your life and watch it with them, or even watch it yourself because you were busy doing something else, you missed it. It's not the same watching it on Instagram or Facebook or, on the news. Not the same. Really not the same watching it on television live. I would have rather been Greg Rhodes there myself, but we're here in Atlanta. But if you didn't watch it live and if you didn't make sure your children watched it with you, you might want to rethink the whole parenting thing. Just kidding. I want to talk about this bill, right? So there was a bill. I can't believe there was actually a bill. There was a bill that would allow any interested person to sue over an alleged improper removal of a historic monument. Now, obviously, in a place like Georgia, most of the removal of any monument, it's going to be mostly Confederate monuments. Now, someone may go ahead and try and remove a Martin Luther King monument or something, but we know that's just trying to make a point. They would be trying to make a point. This was for Confederate monuments, and we know it was. The interesting thing is it was defeated. It was Senate Bill 175. A way to protect Georgia's historic monuments by granting legal standing to sue over alleged improper removal of a historic monument to any interested person, regardless of whether they would actually be harmed by the removal of the monument. This is what I never understood, and I need you guys to listen to me here, right? This is something I never understood. I'm from New York City. I was born and raised in Harlem, New York. Went to school, Riverdale High School, went to St. Bernard's before high school, then went off to Syracuse University. And then I moved down here later in life. What I never understood until I moved down here was this fascination with the losing cause. I never understood it. Like Falcon fans, right? I'll give you a perfect example. It's only the Super Bowl, but it's analogous. Falcon fans will never relive and celebrate losing the Super Bowl when they were up 28-3. Never. You would never see a Falcon fan, it's a real Falcon fan, you'll never see him walking around with a T-shirt that said, almost Super Bowl champions. I'm not making fun of Falcons fans. I'm just telling you, when you lose, most people don't celebrate. But it's only when I moved down here that I realized that so many people celebrate the losing side. Because when you're from the North, you don't see the Confederate flag, the South, anything else, anything to do with the Confederacy. You don't see it as anything else but the losing side. That's it. You took up arms against the Union. You took up arms against your own country. You traitorous people picked up guns, put on a different uniform, flew a different flag, elected a different president, elected a different secretary of war, and you went to war with your own brothers and sisters. And you lost. Atlanta was burned to the ground from the river, from the Atlanta to the sea, completely just burned to the ground, homes torched, property taken. Just completely disgraced. Your general had to present his sword at Appomattox. I'm sorry. We're defeated. We surrender. You surrendered. And I've never seen a group of people that would celebrate that. Like, I never understood it. And I can't. It's just no, people try and explain it to me. I'm not from the South, so it's hard for me to wrap my mind around. But I never really could wrap my mind around the fact that why are you celebrating you lost? And badly. Wasn't even close. So badly that you put hoods on afterwards to terrorize the neighborhood. Didn't want anybody to know who you were. That's how badly you lost. Because if you were proud of your loss, or if you'd have won, you'd have been able to show your face. Like, hey, I'm terrorizing you. No, you had to hide your identity and terrorize the people that were now free. And it boggles my mind that in 2026, someone would actually think about, let's write a bill that says if anybody wants to take down these monuments to failure, they can be sued. And I'm thinking to myself, who does that? Who does that? I'm so glad this bill failed. Let me say something to Republicans. I'm African American. There's a growing number of African American conservatives, not only in the state of Georgia, but in the country. You saw it with the election of Donald Trump. There are many of us out there that maybe are tired of the Democrat Party, or maybe it's low taxation, maybe it's abortion because of religious reasons. It could be they don't like to be taxed, or the estate tax and the death tax, all of this stuff, they don't like that. It could be that they want to get rid of state income tax. Maybe it's they want to lower property taxes. Whatever the reason, there's a large and growing number of African Americans in this state. I know them. I see it all the time. Many of them are younger, who are coming up and they're saying, you know what, I think I like the Republicans. And I talk to them all the time. And when I talk to moderate Democrats who can become Republicans, guess what happens? It's no surprise, but I need to warn you guys. Guess what happens? I say, hey, you should look at the Republican Party for these reasons. School choice, low taxes, on and on and on. You know what they say to me? You guys just tried to protect Confederate monuments. Why would I vote with you? Please, Republican Party of Georgia, stop making it hard. Jesus. We'll be right back.